Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos Committee podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of March 12th, 2024. As always, I'm Jordan. Oh, hold up. I think I figured out my camera. Give me a second. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh, no.
Wait, what?
Oh, good. My camera came on. Awesome.
Listener, because podcasting is a visual medium, I will describe this to you. Jordan is an anime girl with moth antennae.
They're bunny ears.
Are they? They look like Luna moth antennae to me.
Okay. I thought I'd start my little VTuber career. Y'all like this?
I'm putting that in the chat.
Oh,
If
yeah,
you're a patron.
in the chat.
Oh my
If you're a
god, you
patron.
keep winking at us.
I take my glasses off, though. There we go. That good?
Anime Jordan, stop flirting with us. It's weird.
I know. I have the cheap version, so my hands don't work, and I can just rotate my head and bounce it back and forth.
I can't wait until Beth gets back.
I'm gonna hold off until I'm gonna swap this out when Beth gets back, but until then, I'm gonna leave that there. Anyways,
so you don't have legs either, so you're not above the Facebook metaverse.
no, yes, I am. I exist only as an upper torso. There were a couple other free options for my look that I swapped out. There was a business version. Oh, hold up, let me switch over to business version.
Oh god.
What does that entail?
Let's see what business version looks like.
Are you allowed to be business version?
There we
I thought you were
go.
canonically. Oh, now you have business glasses.
The best part is that when I move my mouse, the arm moves too. I love it. The hand though is super janky.
You should give was it Hector that does the video?
Oh, I'm going to give him part of this video. Yeah, absolutely.
Please do. Please.
Oh yeah, 100% going to do that.
This
That's
needs to
great.
make it in.
Yeah, I mean, this is better than when I was joining on a MacBook and I had all those.
Oh, the extra little things. I thought so too. Well, folks, I'm Jordan, and with me tonight we have Commish, you have Pitt Girl, we have Beth, we have special guest Doug, and Arthur on the ones and twos. Doug, how are you, sir?
I am great. I'm already very thoroughly entertained right now. Talking to Anime Jordan as we speak.
Trying to get this program to go through the janky program to OBS into StreamYard took me about an hour tonight, but it worked.
That's commitment to the bit.
Let me tell you, I thought it would be worth it. Pitt Girl, how are you, ma'am?
I'm good. Happy Tuesday. Also, it is false spring in central Pennsylvania. It was 72 degrees and I went outside and touched grass today. It was great.
Whenever it's this kind of day, I always get pictures of you like sitting in your hammock reading a book. Is that what you're doing today?
That is exactly what I did.
I knew it. There you go. Commish, how are you, sir?
Daylight savings time is kicking my ass, but
It
otherwise,
sucks.
I'm okay.
Daylight savings time sucks.
The two kids, it's been a nightmare. Like, my mom came in from out of town. So she came in from Florida on Saturday. So she was on Eastern time. And then we sprang forward Sunday. So it was just like basically she went from like Eastern Central back to Eastern time. And then when she goes back home on Saturday, she's back to Eastern time that has sprung forward. So that's going to be fun for her. I did want to say she brought me a gift. She brought me a pack of ULM paper plates.
Where did she find those?
So she lives in like outside of Vero Beach, Florida, which is essentially you got Miami, you got Fort Lauderdale, you got West Palm Beach on the Atlantic side of Florida. Then you go a little bit further up, you'll get like Fort Pierce and Vero Beach. And then if you go all the way to the top of Florida, you got Jacksonville. So it's on the Atlantic side, basically about halfway on the peninsula of Florida. She's at a liquidation store
Okay.
in Vero Beach, Florida.
It's a good place to have ULM plates.
And they have ULM paper plates. They also had like ULM, like the fancy like tumblers or whatever that you would get for like coffee and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And so she brought me these ULM plates, and these are some hefty, some thick
Dad,
ULM
that's
paper
some
plates.
such dad shit. Look at these paper plates. They're so thick.
I mean, they are the good china. So when we have a barbecue, for July 4th, you want the thick plates. We're gonna break out the fine ULM paper plate china for this one.
I want to jump back a second and talk about the time zone thing briefly.
Yeah, sure.
Because I said this on Twitter when you tweeted about your mom being there, Commish. Your mom is missing out on the best part of being in Central Time when you are used to Eastern Time, which is that the gap, the 1 hour time difference is just enough to like not really fuck you up time-wise, but you're always early or on time to things. And as someone who is perpetually late, because I believe linear time was a mistake, it's amazing. It's so good to be in God's time zone and then come back to the correct time zone. It's an experience, and your mom's missing out, and that sucks for her.
No, I mean, honestly, being in Central Time is great because things happen earlier, right? Like if they're like a national thing. I mean, like your game is on an hour earlier. If it's, I feel like if it's a local game, then no. But like if you're watching like football or something, your game's an hour early. Like that in and of itself is just, that's great. I mean, I think the last time I was in Central Time Zone would have been like 2017 when I was down in San Antonio, and I was actually also traveling like during the time change. We got up and we had to be at the hotel super early on Sunday, and it was like that super early is an hour earlier than that even would be. But yeah, no, like it's magical. You get it even better on the West Coast. Like West Coast, you can have something like college football is kicking off at 9 a.m. and it's done. Like you can watch the whole thing and like go to bed. It's great.
Like a normal hour. It's nice.
Hey Beth, how do you like my video?
I hate it. I hate it a lot.
Let me wink at you.
Ah!
I have to take my glasses off to wink because it won't recognize it otherwise.
But it has glasses.
I know.
He added the glasses.
This is work person. Let me go back
to anime moth.
Let me go back to normal. There's that one. I got Lollipop.
Oh no.
Got little heart glasses, and then I have Angel. Oh, I like that.
Does it do things when it, like, is it one of those like you give a peace sign and all of a sudden it shoots things everywhere?
No, because this is the free version.
Okay.
I may end up paying for the more expensive version because
you want a business expense?
That is not a business expense. No, bad. Go lie down.
Overruled.
Okay, give me 1 second now to flip off this camera. Let me go back to normal. Because I can't do this anymore. Okay, give me 1 second. That was hilarious. I love it all.
Oh man, this has
great.
been an interesting start to the podcast. Switch.
There I am.
Oh, hey.
I'm back. I'm
He's like,
back.
my camera's not working, and then he's immediately this.
I like how you have elected to do this on Tuesday, March 12th, and not any time near April Fool's Day, which is the day that would make sense for this.
You know me so well by now, y'all, that you know that if I have a good idea, if I don't do it immediately, it's gone.
Yes.
So you know what? This was the time, this was the place, because it was when I was going to remember to do it.
That's fair. No time like the present.
Beth, I know you've been out of the loop today because you've been honking with band kids.
Hundreds of children, yes.
And I don't know how connected you guys have been today. Have you seen the blessing of the ACC mascots?
Yes.
Okay.
I currently have 50 Instagram messages. And I just kept seeing the word mascots over and over again, and I'm worried.
So I'm going to play this video for you guys so we can all watch it together. It's a little news clip. This is from ABC 7 in DC. Mr. John Rogers there is doing this. I told him thank you. I only found this because I was doing a search for ACC mascots. I'd seen a Twitter post about ACC mascots doing something else. Oh, they were all just like lining up, and someone asked where the mascots were on January 6th. And I was like, oh, I need to go find that and retweet it. But then I found this instead. Let me see. Can you all get audio on this?
Well, in the ancient scriptures found in Deuteronomy, troops are told to meet with a priest before going into battle. And that's exactly what the ACC mascots did just a couple of hours ago. afternoon at the Washington National Cathedral to hold a blessing of the mascots.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Clergy blessed 12 mascots ahead of the ACC men's basketball tournament.
I'm shocked 8-Ball didn't just burst into flames.
Blue Devil
There's a
and
Blue
the
Devil!
Wake Forest Demon Deacon got blessings. No one was excluded today. Personally,
Hi, Rock.
the mascot got extra blessings. I'm
That
just
shit.
saying that myself.
Yep. So,
Oh my god.
so
now
they took
now
all
I'm
mascots.
sad. I'm sad now that I'm not getting to the ACC tournament until Thursday. There's
Ah.
already so much happening.
So they took all 12 mascots, 12 of the 14, 15, I guess, and they took them to the National Cathedral, which is Episcopalian, by the way.
Mhm.
I'd forgotten that.
Yes.
So it's Episcopalian, but they still managed to bless the Blue Devil and the Demon Deacon. I also did not realize, you know why they're called the Demon Deacons? They didn't have a nickname, and apparently they beat the shit out of Duke at some point. And, you know, who beats the shit out of the devil besides deacons? And so they called them the Demon Deacons.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sure.
there you go.
I assume that they bless the mascots so that they no longer have to do mascot exorcisms in the middle of the tournament.
My favorite part of the whole thing was Otto the Orange from Syracuse getting his and then just doing a little wiggle. Like a thank you.
I also enjoy the fact that they're like shaking the holy water at the mascots from a fairly far distance. It reminds me a little bit of the pictures that were going around during COVID of priests baptizing babies with squirt guns.
See, if you're Catholic, you recognize some of this because in Catholicism they'll do shit like that where it's like, oh, everyone's bringing your car keys. We're gonna bless your car keys today. Everyone hold up your car keys. We're just gonna fucking fling the water at you.
Mhm.
And so Episcopalians apparently hold over that fine tradition.
Yes. I was raised Episcopalian-ish and have actually been to a service at the National Cathedral.
Fun.
And it is very like high Episcopalian. So like people joke about Episcopalianism being Catholic light. That is particularly true at places like the National Cathedral. They'll do the incense and like the whole thing. So this is not surprising.
And next year we get Cal and Stanford there too. The Stanford tree solemnly walking into the National Cathedral to get
Oh my
blessed.
god. Just imagining someone being like, no, not a bird bath, not a bird bath.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So the ACC usually has their basketball tournament in North Carolina.
Right.
Is there a place where you would go in either Charlotte or Green? It's like bouncing between Charlotte and Greensboro for the like next few years. They can't pick a spot and stick with it. Do you know of any spot in Charlotte or Greensboro that you would send mascots to be blessed?
I mean, I feel like there's plenty of rivers. You could just dunk someone somewhere.
They're all
That's
going down
real
there.
Protestant. That's all real Protestant is. You don't need an actual font. You just dump people in rivers.
We're going to shove everybody in the pool. Congratulations.
There's a cookout down the road that I would just do it there.
Ooh, could you? Okay, first off, can cheer wine be communion wine?
Holy cheer wine.
I believe you
They
can.
can now.
Yeah, I
They can?
believe you could transubstantiate it.
I mean, he could turn water into cheer wine.
That would be that's Southern Jesus had a fucking great time. That's one of those versions of the Bible they edit all the alcohol out. Oh yeah, Jesus turned water into cheer wine.
The Feast of the 5,000 is just like a shitload of catfish.
Oh yeah, uh-huh.
Somebody said that
John
this,
16:33, be of good cheer. There's your smoking gun.
it was there. It was there all along. Somebody said for this baptism that this seemed to be like a Big East thing.
Not a baptism. Be very clear.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This
Not
is,
baptism.
This is a
Blessing.
blessing, not a
I
baptism.
apologize. When you
I
got
I don't
talking
found
about
Jesus today.
when you started talking about the river, I got distracted because you were going to baptize the mascot.
I thought it was a practicing Hindu. It was crazy.
It's crazy.
Especially if you're dealing with the Catholic Church, like we can't, I understand this is Episcopalian, but oh God, can you imagine taking the mascots the whole way through confirmation? They all have to go to CCD, get sponsored into the church, then they're all dressed in their little wedding dresses to go up and get baptized.
The demon deacon just sitting there being like, I know this bullshit already. No, the demon deacon, he can be one of those married Catholic priests because if you're of certain denominations, you can switch. I think, but those are usually like Eastern Rite stuff. But you could switch into being a Catholic priest and still stay married if you were already married as a priest beforehand in another rite that's similar. So basically, I'm saying demon deacon Catholic priest. The Friar is the Friar Catholic? He has to be, right? Providence's mascot.
I believe so.
Okay. I think you're right though, Commish. This is a way more of a Big East thing because they're all super Catholic-y, or a lot of them are.
You know, I feel like, you know, Friar Dom could be actually the one that is doing the blessings for the rest of the mascots in the Big East.
Now I'm trying to see if they're all are they all Catholic?
The Big
Let's see
East?
here.
Most of them.
Current
Butler's-
Big East members, most of them, yeah.
But okay, so here we go. Butler is private but non-secretarian.
Non-sectarian?
Oh, I said that wrong, didn't I?
Non-secretarian.
Not a
yes,
horse.
they're not, in fact,
Not a
federal
horse. That
crown
is true.
winning
Yeah.
horse.
It is a bulldog, not a horse.
UConn is public.
Oh.
Sure. Creighton is private Jesuit. DePaul is private Congregation of the Mission. Georgetown's private Jesuit. Marquette
Yes.
is private Jesuit. Providence is private Order of the Preachers. St. John's is private Congregation of the Mission. Seton Hall is private Archdiocese of Newark. Villanova is private Order of St. Augustine. And Xavier is Jesuit. So many Jesuit schools.
Yeah, it's almost like the Jesuits like education.
Wouldn't know what that's
Somewhere
like.
the Benedictines are like, hey,
Yeah, it's okay. Jesuits got here first.
we're the nerd ones.
Yeah, but they don't have as much good publicity as the Jesuits,
Yeah, but we have
Or-
the cool blue habits.
or the crazy amount of conspiracy theories. For some reason, Catholic conspiracy theories always double back on the Jesuits. Like that's always the one you want to throw in there.
That's because they're the cool younger sect.
There we go.
Mm.
That's when I think of the cool hip Catholic Church. It's the Jesuits. You know what? Unfortunately,
Monks
that's actually a true statement. Holy shit! Oh
Mhm.
god. Okay. Before I do anything else, I want to shout out someone who we've talked about in the show before, but someone that you follow on Twitter and have followed a lot. Colin Devers. He is a news person out in El Paso. He covers El Paso and he covers Las Cruces and he covers that whole borderland area. And he is moving on from his job after 6 years. We wish him the best wherever he goes. We're sort of like, I'm not going to claim that we're the same as John Oliver. I am going to say this, though, that without local reporting, we couldn't do what we do.
Mhm.
Without the boots on the ground, the people that actually go to the press conferences that find the funny things that we can pull, someone has to be there for the rest of the bullshit and all the other press conferences where nothing funny is said. And so cover that. And we love all y'all that do that so much. Thank you. And we're always happy to quote you and put your name on shit as much as we can because we know that that's where you all got it. Like, that's our bread and butter, and that's your bread and butter, too. So, congratulations, Colin. I hope you find whatever else you're doing out there. Let us know. We will be cheering that one on all the time. We do have some basketball news. And, Beth,
Uh-huh.
I want you to open the... Beth is West Virginia fan, obviously. West Virginia played today in the first round of the Big 12 tournament. And Beth was worried they were going to, like, bullshit their way to a game through something.
Yes.
Beth, I need you to look at the win probability chart that I've dropped in the show notes.
Hang on, let me open the show notes.
Yeah, no, it's better that you haven't looked at them.
Oh,
Hold up. Oh, wait, hold up. Hold up. I think it's the wrong one. Hold up.
Okay.
That's the wrong one. My bad. Filling here.
I'm worried that there are multiple ones.
It was an earlier game. I'm sorry.
I mean, you don't have to fill, right? Like I can just edit this out.
Oh, I know, but I always feel like I have to do something.
Believe it or not, he dropped the wrong chart.
Here we go. I'm dropping this in the show notes for you. Now, at some point, the lead, I believe, West Virginia's biggest lead, I think, was like 15 points or more. They were up 62-48 at one point with 12 minutes left in the game.
God.
With 93% win probability. And then it just came crashing down at the end. Cincinnati wins 90-85.
West Virginia, notably not a second half team. I should probably check on puddles.
It was apparently the last 2 minutes were just absolute shithousery.
Friends, this win probability chart looks like an underground, like it looks like a seamount.
Mm-hmm.
It's got this real nice high peak, and then like that comes from the bottom, gets this really nice high peak, and then it just goes off a cliff.
This was how the island of Hawaii was formed.
Mhm.
Oh no, it absolutely looks like.
I could make a joke here that this is very much what West Virginia's season was like, but West Virginia's season would not look like this at all. It would just be a straight line that's very, very small.
Congratulations.
We're free. We're free. I don't have to do anything else with this team this season. Hooray!
West Virginia is emotionally free from basketball.
Ah, and now all I have to do is think about Neil Brown's extension.
Yeah.
Hey. Other basketball fun was the Sun Belt Women's Championship. Sorry, Beth. Marshall 95, JMU 92.
Son of a bitch.
In overtime.
Just,
I want you guys to look at this.
Yeah.
And just shout out your favorite stat.
Pick your favorite stat. It is a plethora of
just
ridiculousness, and like you don't normally
so
see
many turnovers.
Yeah.
That
You
is
don't-
so many. JMU,
How
what are
is
you
this
doing?
game? How is this game this close with this many turnovers?
39 turnovers.
This
Well,
is an
look at the
actual bakery
turnovers.
number of turnovers.
Look at the turnovers and then look at the shooting percentages. So JMU was shooting lights out and turning the ball over like crazy. And Marshall was not turning the ball over, but also couldn't hit a shot.
Marshall they needed those extra possessions.
Marshall
did.
almost had 100 field goals. Like that's insane.
Field goal attempts, not 100 field goals.
Attempts and hit 30% of them.
Yeah, I mean Marshall is not that far from having twice as many shot attempts as JMU. JMU had 53 shot field goal attempts. Marshall had 99.
How did JMU lose
I mean,
this?
60 rebounds
Good question.
too, from JMU.
This went into
39
overtime, and that's how they lost it.
turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, you get a
Let's be
lot
honest.
of rebounds when your opponent misses a lot of shots. So
I like Marshall. They were, again 30 for 99 shooting. They were 8 for 46 from 3.
That's so many 3-point attempts.
8
Oh my
for
god.
46 from 3.
That's
I
like me.
gotta-
Every time I go to shoot hoops, I'm like, Kobe, miss. Kobe,
Clank.
miss. Oh yeah, that's me doing that every time.
I mean, that's like the Dion Waiters quote about.
Yep, I was going
he's
straight toward
it. If you shoot 8 for 46 from 3, like at least you didn't give up.
That's right. I'd rather go 0 for 30 than 0 for 9 because you go 0 for 9. That means you stopped shooting. That means you lost confidence. Marshall did not lose confidence. They went 8 for 46. I love that.
92 points and 9 assists for
They had-
JMU. That's so hard to do.
They,
20-8 steals.
yeah.
I have so many questions.
It was.
This was an epic shithousery game.
I
It's
want to
so
imagine
good.
that nothing happened in overtime. That it's just like Marshall hit 1-3 in overtime and that was it.
They made all 8 of their threes in overtime.
That's not true. That's not true.
I know it'd
what
be
if
great
it
though. They
was?
were 0 for 38.
Oh my
And
god.
then they just it's like the player from who hit her first 3-pointer. Was it South Carolina or was it against South Carolina?
It was South Carolina
Against Tennessee, Cardoso, the
Yes.
one that got ejected the next game.
And right, and she hit her first 3 in her entire career,
Yes,
and it was the 3-pointer to win the game. No one even tried to block her. She was like, someone like put her hand up like 20 feet away just to give it a shot, and it just sailed in. It was for her first 3-point in history in like her college career. You're gonna
just
make it then.
checking for OT. Marshall scored 19 points in OT, and JMU scored 16.
Yeah, oops all offense. We're just not
Wow.
playing defense.
That was
We got sleepy.
the magic of Pensacola. I'll say that. That's what
That's
the
a new
tournament was.
sentence.
That's the magic of Pensacola is chlamydia.
Probably Pensacola Beach, but okay.
Also, some weird stuff. Yeah,
There's
out
a
in
base.
out in Boise, Starch Madness is going truly mad.
Starch madness. I love it.
So
We bullied the Big Sky into this.
in the last 10 years, since 2013, only 1 and 2 seeds have ever won the Big Sky. Ever. On the men's side. And this year, The 1 and 2 seeds got fucking ejected, like just
Yeet.
ejected from orbit.
First 2 games done. 10 seed knocked off out of here, and a 10 seed knocked off the 1 seed Sacramento State, which they just lost by 3 to Montana State.
That's fine.
But then our friends in Pocatello, Idaho State, took out Northern Colorado, the 2 seed, on Sunday night, which is crazy. They got to play Montana next, so we could have a Montana versus Montana State Big Sky Championship,
Wow.
Brawl of the Wild basketball style.
Oh God!
Please, yes, I want it. I need it. I need it like air.
That's the 3 and 4 seeds, but Idaho State's been hot. We'll see. They'll be playing while we're recording. It won't be finished while we're done here. But yeah, Starch Madness has been insane. There's been a lot of chatter on the Sickos CBB. They're like, the Big Skies tournament was set up wrong. I'm like, just win.
What was it set up like? It was just set up normal, wasn't it?
It's like, why did the 1 seed and 2 seed have to play so early? You got to protect them. Like, don't give them like double buys instead of single buys.
Oh, we're going
Nah,
to West. We're
fuck
going to go
that.
West Coast
they
Conference. Fuck this
they
shit.
didn't go WCC.
Fuck
Yeah,
that
so
shit.
there's like, got to protect these seeds like they do with Gonzaga and St. Mary's, who are playing tonight again for the championship,
played-
like always.
Gonzaga and St. Mary's played their first game on day 4 of the tournament. That's all you have to know. If if Pepperdine had gone on a run, they would have had to play 1, 2, 3 games before they ever saw a team who'd been on a week of rest. Congratulations. Your celebration for a week of rest, or for winning 3 games, is St. Mary's off a week of rest.
It's like when you're a really good employee and your reward for being a good employee is more work.
Yes.
That's what happened. Pepperdine did a lot of good work when they were up 56-9 at halftime on Pacific.
Listen, kids, if you think that we are advocating anything that doesn't give the lower seeds and the underdogs as much of a puncher's chance as possible, then you haven't been paying attention to what we do.
Yeah.
Like, we're never going to be the ones advocating, like, gotta protect the high seeds. Absolutely not. We will throw the high seeds to the wolves.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel mixed emotions, because I feel like when the higher seeded teams lose in these conference tournaments, that means that we're getting teams in the actual March Madness, the big NCAA tournament, that have less of a chance of then winning an upset on their own, because they're probably not as good. They just were better in a small sample size, right? Like, if it's a choice between like a team that's, I don't know, like 25-5, or a team that's like 19-12, and these are like some small conference teams, right? Like, I feel like the 25-5 team is going to have a better shot once we actually get to the NCAA tournament. And anytime they lose, like, I do kind of feel bad, because it's like, for your conference, for your you want to have a school that wins those games in the tournament, gets those units coming back. And, sometimes it just feels like we're not getting necessarily the best teams in the NCAA tournament.
The
Counterpoint?
Go pick her.
Fairleigh Dickinson, which, if I recall correctly, like sort of accidentally fell ass backward into their tournament bid last year.
Yep.
And then they did the thing, and it was amazing.
I will also say, by the way, that this is my unpopular opinion, is that we should just jettison conference tournaments. The idea that the whole season is just to play for a spot in conference tournaments is bullshit. It should just be conference. It should just be like, this is also why I hate playoffs too, mostly for a lot of sports, because especially sports where everyone plays each other, like, fuck it. There's no reason to do playoffs. Everyone played.
Oh, yeah, no, conference tournaments don't really make sense from a competitive perspective. Like, it's an event. It's an excuse for me to go have a weekend vacation in Washington, D.C. as soon as I finish editing this podcast.
And to have Buzz, the Georgia Tech mascot, change a pizza slice into the host for you and give you communion, which I think he can do now. But yeah, no, I honestly, the more I get into college basketball, the more I think that we should just, like, conference tournaments, fine, but they should count for nothing. Regular season champ should go to the tournament.
The only bummer that I hate about the conference tourneys is that the 1 seed that wins the regular season does not get an auto bid into the NIT anymore.
Oh, that's bullshit too.
Yeah,
Like
that's the only
makes
thing.
that makes it a lot worse. In fact,
the conference
I
tourneys,
think it should. See, I think the goal should have been the opposite of that. I think that if you're the regular season championship, you go to the dance, and if you don't win the regular season but you win your tournament, then you get to go to the NIT. You're hot, you're streaky, go to the NIT. Regular season should matter for something besides seeding. But that's my unpopular opinion. Why I don't do college basketball.
All right, Mr. Ivy League.
We did it for so long and it was fine. Like there was no Ivy League tournament until like 10 years ago, and then like 3 years ago, they're like, "Fuck it, fine. We'll add 2 more teams.
We'll do it. We'll do a tournament.
We'll go to 4. It's fine." But it was fine. No one had any problems with that. Like within there, because you know what, guys? Let's talk about how important academics are to student athletes.
Shut up, nerd.
We gotta study, people. This is
Nerd.
spring break.
Nerd.
This is offensive. Also, speaking of
Sorry, Dr. Nerd.
Dr. Nerd.
Doug got so excited with Montana State playing in the finals. In the Summit League women's finals, it was South Dakota State versus North Dakota State, and South Dakota State won it. South Dakota State is on just a tear against their partners up north, and they are in bad. It's bad juju right now.
South Dakota's up big right now.
South Dakota State's up by.
Are they going to
14.
get the double? They're going to get the double. Ooh,
they're up by 14 on the 7 seed Denver Pioneers, which their nickname is the Pios. Which that's a lot of fun. Shout out to the Summit League for tagging us on every single video from this tournament.
They're learning.
In Instagram. I appreciate that a ton. So shout out to the Summit League and STARCH MADNESS and Big Sky. Yes, we will promote you. We love you. You love us, and it's great. We'll do it for sure. One thing that I love about the conference tourneys is when they get the sticker after the game.
Yes.
And they go to the bracket. And then you can see like a couple of different ways that they put the sticker on, showing that they advanced.
I do want to talk about this. Yes, go.
All right. So, I mean, there's some, they go crazy enthusiastic and they just smack the board and smack the sticker. Then there's other ones that are quite businesslike. They want to go in there, we're going to place this and be very precise to meet the edges perfectly. Then there's other ones, they do that and they go, and then they just turn around and go crazy with their teammates. So, what is the preferred method of sticker smacking for all of you?
I like putting it on there, not lining it up, but at least like pushing it down, because we've seen them come off too. When people smack them, because they're not great stickers, or I think they're vinyl against like something that will stick to vinyl. They're not actual like sticky stickers. And so when people smack them, they come off. So like place them on, spread it out, and then you can smack the thing.
I feel very strongly about this as a person who assembled many a thing that came from Mattel and had a Barbie logo on it. If you have not placed the sticker on in such a way that I can no longer see the border anywhere and it is on there perfectly and you didn't smooth it with a credit card, you are a godless heathen and you deserve to go to the CBB.
I need you to see the interior sticker on my car. I just put the new one on, the little like registration sticker on the inside of the window. So in Texas, on the inside,
you put that on yourself.
Yeah, you get it in the mail and you put it on yourself. It's on.
Oh, we're not allowed to do that here.
So you put it on yourself.
That's your inspection, though. For us, that's not your registration.
So that's
registration doesn't have stickers anymore.
So ours is registration and inspection, and so I just slapped mine on. So it's at about a 4-degree off tilt angle, and there is a bubble in the middle that I did not smooth out.
Oh my god!
Then it's like, I should fix that, and so I just smushed the bubble down.
I hate this so much. I would wreck your car on purpose.
Dungeon.
Oh
it
my
seemed like
god!
a good idea at the time.
So in Pennsylvania, whoever does your inspection, for me, it's my one mechanic, is the one that puts the sticker on. And I have stopped going to certain mechanics because when they put the sticker on, it's at an angle that should mean that you have to spend some time in The Hague.
I'm just glad that there's no more license plate sticker and you don't have to worry about either scraping the old sticker off and then putting the new sticker on top of it or creating a sticker stack.
Oh, I was building my sticker tower unto God.
Yeah, ours are only on the inside of the mirror now, on the inside of the car now. So there you go.
That reminds me, I gotta get mine.
There you go. It's time of year.
End of the month, I gotta get working.
Doug, are you a sticker smacker or are you a sticker? What would you prefer?
I guess I'm more of the delicate one because this is my only experience as of late. It's actually more because I've been building some Lego sets and I've been trying to do those tiny little freaking Lego stickers.
Oh my
Getting
god!
one of those bricks, and I am absolutely terrible at it. So I've kind of just decided, you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. If it's not a perfect line, whatever. I'm living with it.
So for those, I really like taking the edge of a butter knife and laying it across whatever I want and then using that as like a backstop and then slowly putting it down and then using the credit card to smooth.
Oh, I should do that.
Don't listen to her. Don't validate her crazy. Don't validate that.
I'm like
I
Doug.
think Beth's perspective is very reasonable, Jordan.
I will say this: if you are, let's say you're 10 seed Sacramento State and you just took out the 1 seed,
Then you
I'm
absolutely-
smacking the shit out of that
Smack
sticker.
that bitch on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sticker's getting smacked.
Yeah,
If-
and then make sure that you have somebody who rides the bench go back up and fix your sticker.
with a credit card.
With a credit card and a butter knife. We're gonna send Beth to all these conference tourneys. Hey, let's
Congratulations,
get
Beth. You are now a walk-on.
Hooray!
We're gonna get that last little bit of eligibility out of you yet. Other stuff I wanted to say. Here are the women's teams who have won their tournaments. Congratulations to Richmond, Notre Dame, UConn, Presby, Iowa, Southern Indiana, who won their tournament but will not be going to the dance because they are in transition. So the OVC women's bid goes to UT Martin, USC, South Carolina, the other USC, Chattanooga, and Marshall. On the men's side, the current teams we have going to the dance are Stetson for the first time in program history,
Yay!
Hooray!
Longwood, Drake, Moorhead State, Samford, Sam with an M, Ford, spelled that wrong because I was fat fingered on Twitter, and James Madison won the Sun Belt. So there we go. There's more basketball stuff coming up. There are some big championships tonight, including the CAA championship, the Horizon Men's Championship, the NEC Championship just finished, and 6 seed Wagner beat Merrimack. Wagner. And then, of course, tonight late, Gonzaga versus St. Mary's in their second game of the tournament for the championship. Let's go and do our plugs first. As always, y'all, we have people that sponsor us that we think you should take part of. 7 Coffee Roasters is a coffee company that Commish is working off of. Your first cold brew, have you had it yet?
No, I haven't. I'm actually dealing with a horrible throat issue right now.
Oh, yeah.
So I was drinking some tea.
You are sounding a little more like raspy bassish today.
I don't know what happened, but bad allergies, a lot of dust.
You have 2 kids.
2 kids.
Of course you'd be sick.
Also,
Consider this your PSA that caffeine in general will dry out your throat and make sore throats worse. Sorry, caffeine lovers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm drinking non-caffeinated tea. Not sleepy time, though. But
that sleepy time shit up there.
Yeah, and if you're going to use cough drops, don't use
asleep.
menthol. Menthol dries. It's what makes it feel so good. Use pectin.
That is just a font of knowledge. Like, I
Use
learned
this
shit from you.
knowledge.
It's fun. Well, you look at the 6 people on the screen right now and tell me which of us has useful knowledge.
Doug?
No, it's not him. It ain't
Don't
him.
even look at me on that one.
It ain't me. Yep. Congrats. That's what we do.
I can tell you about ULM, but that's about it.
Now, I said useful knowledge.
It's
I
definitely
know
not
how to
useful.
drive a forklift.
Okay, that's
Okay,
it.
that's useful.
That's one.
Are you forklift certified?
I am. You
Oh
are
my
in the
God.
presence of a certified forklift operator. Yes.
Wow.
I need to show you. I found a good forklift safety video that is full of a ton of gore.
I think I know which one you're talking about, and I have seen it. It's good.
So
Is
yes,
it German?
It's not the forklift stunt from Time Cop.
No, it's the German one. It's Safety Man Klaus, whatever it is. Yeah,
Yes.
it's great. It's great. So we have 7 coffee roasters, Bearded Brothers, which is organic vegan energy bars and protein bars for kids and people of all ages, cola goodies, including chai milk and milk latte. And as we said last time, Pour More, Pourmore, which is a liquor subscription service where
Ooh.
you get all sorts of things delivered to your house in a monthly subscription. You can use offer code YES, ha ha ha, yes. That's 3 ha's for 5% off your first order. Cannot ship to Utah, Mississippi, Alabama, Massachusetts, Tennessee, Hawaii, Michigan, or South Dakota. And we have special links for all of those, y'all. Look at our timelines. We'll keep them posted. So if you
Link in bio.
Link in
Oh.
bio. Poor in bio.
Poor. And no, we're not going to say that one out loud.
Nope. I'll get it. It's okay. Apparently Arthur won't bleep my cursing, but he's going to bleep every time I talk about,
Stop it.
being part of. I guess that's just an issue. And I guess Arthur doesn't believe in, greater.
Stop
I don't
it.
know what it is. It's part of two. I've said this before.
Is that greater or greatest?
Greatest is from like all the way to like.
All right.
The only revanchist claim we believe in on this podcast is the truth of Big Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see Square Pennsylvania that I posted?
Yes, I have seen Square Pennsylvania.
You
It
did
gets-
what?
It gets Morgantown.
I don't know that I want that much of West Virginia.
It's a lot of West. It's
a
almost
lot of West
It's almost to
Virginia.
Youngstown and also almost up to Syracuse.
I love Beth's expression right now. She did the dog head
She's
tilt,
doing the confused dog face.
the confused cat.
I'm gonna have to go find this thing.
So, as always, for $5 a month, you can join our Patreon, which gives you access to our Discord as well as our Patreon exclusive podcasts. We have Commish's Corner, and then we have 2 more that we're adding on that we're just going to alternate in weeks, depending when we get things up. The first one, Beth and I recorded our first episode of Yes, Rah, 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 Yes, which is our band geekery / fight song podcast. And Beth, by the way, I did the cut on it. It is very funny. We're good.
Nice.
And then
Good job.
Commish and Blue from Feed Your Mascot podcast are doing the Prairie View A&M Chronicles, which is basically a story of Prairie View A&M football in the 80s and 90s and how things went just absolutely off the wall there for about 10 years.
We're going to chronicle it. I started doing so we did the first episode, we did a history of Prairie View and the university and then the football. And we made it from 87 to 1990. So their last win. And then the year that they decided to shut the program down themselves. The next episode, I was planning on doing the next 4 years, but the next 2 years have so many things that happen on their way to the NCAA record 80 game losing streak. I think we're only going to get through 2 years on the next part because it is incredible. I mean, just countless indictments. There's missing funds. There's arrests. There's people pleading guilty. People still managing to get jobs after they do this, which is phenomenal. But we'll go over that. But it's a lot of fun. It's going to be. We're trying to keep it to about an hour long each on those episodes.
By the way, Commish, I know you want the Prairie View A&M fight song as the opener. I really think I'm going to structure this more almost like an NPR, not quite true crime podcast, but I want those little instrumental guitar openings to it.
Okay,
This is our serial.
This is our serial.
It kind of is.
That's the exact vibe I had for it. So yeah,
that'll work. I was thinking maybe you could do some the behind the music,
that works too.
Prairie View.
Is this our cereal or is this our shit town?
Yes, both.
Okay.
The other thing I think I'm going to end up doing, Commish, is sorry for a production meeting. Is that I'm gonna swap over. I'm gonna use this podcast's fight song for Beth and my podcast, but then I'm going to work on a 80s synthesizer theme song for this one. That's because that New Mexico thing we listened to last night inspired me.
Oh, that was good.
So I want to use a really synthy 80s football intro for this podcast.
I have so many synths. I will do this for you.
But what about Beth's recorder version?
That's going on ours.
Okay.
And my MIDI version is going to just go away for Beth. We're just going to rotate things around.
Just bring them back. Whatever. Yeah. Surprise everybody.
Other things we have going on. We have our YouTube where we're putting up our new videos, our shorts. Thanks to Hector, who's doing a great job with that. We have our Substack where we're doing things like our best season of all time for teams who stopped having football team. I always mess that one up. On there, also, we have other random things like our Thanos, which is our most balanced teams. And my Tartan article is almost done too, where I'm going to give you the official Tartans of the NCAA.
Yeah, that may be too long. We may have to break it up conference by conference if you're going to do that.
There's not a ton.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So there's only about 20 schools have actual Tartans. Found out that Michigan does not have a Tartan, and Craig was very unhappy to find that out, especially because Michigan State does. Our merch store, sickoscommittee.org. Get stuff there. We have an Instagram. Shout out to Message Board Geniuses podcast. They go to the places that we refuse to go, and they talk to the people that we love to hear. And lastly, Home Field Apparel, the softest, comfiest, collegiate stuff that you've ever seen. Tonight, I am wearing my Goldie to Gopher shirt. Super soft. I got compliments on it today from my kid's speech therapist. Your first purchase there, use offer code YES, ha ha ha, yes. That's 3 ha's for 15% off your first order. And we have our Sicko Sneaky 16 spoiler squad still going, including as the MAAC schools start playing. Is that how you pronounce that conference? The MAAC? Yeah,
it is now.
More conferences need to have a glottal stop.
Look, again, I've been reading lots of Dune lately, and MAAC sounds like a Dune word.
Mm-hmm.
Look into your mind palace, MAAC. Yes.
Can we do this with the ACC? The ACC.
The AAC.
The ACC.
The ACC. The
ACC.
ACC.
Yeah, I've always said it like MAAC. Like not as much of a stop, but like just like two different A sounds.
Mm-hmm.
From the MAAC, we have a Peacock Nation shirt from St. Peter's, and we have a Fairfield basketball shirt as well, which Commish just wrote about. Okay, Doug.
Hey.
Why don't you tell us about the NWSL? Because this is something
Yeah, here we go.
I am very just tangentially interested. Like, I've heard of it, but I don't think there's any teams there's not a Dallas team, so I really
let's introduce the segment here. We have another installment of the what is coming up and why should I watch it? The WICUAWSIWI.
The WICUAWSIWI.
The WICUAWSIWI.
The WICUAWSIWI.
There we go. Go, Doug.
So, trying to figure out where to start off with this. What is coming and why you should watch it. This coming Saturday is the opening of the National Women's Soccer League opening weekend. I would argue NWSL can be even more chaotic than Major League Soccer, the men's side.
That's a bold statement.
Excellent.
I mean, we did love that snow game, but yes.
But I have seen some things that happen in the women's side that I'm just like, oh, what the hell am I watching? If for anybody that watched the W Gold Cup, I mean, people may have heard about the USA-Canada game. That is what women's soccer is capable of.
Yes, the flooded pitch.
Yes, the under the sea match.
That was fun.
I had no idea that they made galoshes with spikes.
So I kind of broke it down in the notes like I did the MLS one with league stories and team stories. Because there's so much happening on their end that I'm kind of like, okay, there's less teams in NWSL, so I can give a little more light to all of them, but I'll try to be as quick as I can also to fire everything off like I did last time. The big overarching one that's happened recently is that the NWSL got a brand new TV deal. Their deal used to be $4 million, I think, not even that. Maybe it was $1.5 million per year from CBS. It was really tiny. It's not nearly good enough. Now they have $60 million per year for 4 years, equaling $240 million. A gigantic step up. The one caveat: there are like 800 different TV partners you now have to look for games on, which is going to be a bit of a challenge for everybody.
Oh, it's like March Madness all the time.
Honestly, yeah, it's like some of the other ones. It's not. I'm used to having to hunt down where to watch any of these games. On the literal league website, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 listed in terms of TV partners.
Am I going to have to get the Peacock?
No, ironically enough, that is one that is not on here.
Hooray!
That's impressive that isn't on there.
It's basically CBS, Paramount, ESPN Plus, and Amazon Prime are the main ones. They also list NWSL Plus, but that's a free service. That's nothing to worry about. Literally today of all days, CONCACAF announced a Women's Champions Cup, the equivalent of a Men's Champions League. So you're going to see international competition between NWSL teams, Mexican teams, Canadian, El Salvador. I am forgetting who else. But it's the first time we've seen that for a club competition in women's soccer. They see what's going. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, is like Ion still around? I feel like that was like something in the past. Like there have been a lot of channels for NWSL where it's like, man, do I even get that channel? Like it's not been like just like, oh, peripheral sports shit. Like, oh, this is like ESPN5. Like it's been like random. Like this channel normally shows movies.
So it's like this time every year when we're all Googling what channel number is True TV.
Hey,
That's it.
Hey, Doug, does Canada have a women's top flight league?
Not yet. That's the other problem. They don't even exist yet.
It looks like they already have a spot.
We don't know who that team's going to be. There is a Canadian Women's Pro League coming, but they're not supposed to be on board until 2025. So, nobody knows.
Are there any NWSL teams in Canada?
Not yet, but there have been people wanting to do that. There's a project to get Canadian teams that have MLS affiliation in Canada, but like I mentioned, not till 2025. So that CONCACAF announcement has a lot of people confused because they're just like, who's the Canadian team?
Okay, cool.
We are the Canadian team. Beth and I will play for Canada.
That's right.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, what the heck?
It's soccer citizenship is all vibes. I know this.
Yeah, we're available. Canada, if you want us. We'll see if Bridget will play.
Or Micronesia or Nauru or sure, if someone just give me a passport, I'll play for anyone.
I've seen a soccer movie. I think I can count.
Yeah. I have seen Bend It Like Beckham. Clearly I should be able to do it.
Good enough. You're on board. To going off of that last point with the TV deal, because of that new influx of money, all the teams are now spending like no business and getting a lot of international transfers over from Europe and China, Africa on over to the NWSL. So all of a sudden you're seeing this funny boom that hasn't been seen before. For context, NWSL is a really young league. They've only been around for 11 years now.
Right.
Whereas MLS just celebrated season 26.
How long has the Women's Premier League been around?
This iteration of NWSL has been around for 11 years, but it's the third iteration of a Women's Pro League.
No, sorry. How long has the English Women's Premier League been around?
Not that long either. They've had different iterations, but also didn't last long. They were not great about supporting women's soccer out there either until fairly recently.
Right. I know that's much more of a new thing out there. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the men's teams in England did not even bother fielding a women's teams until they realized, oh shit, some of these clubs like Arsenal are actually trying. We should probably do that too.
It took someone actually trying and winning for anyone to give a shit. Of course.
Yeah, they get upset when Arsenal wins a lot of things. It's fine.
They get mad and then they're like, wait, why aren't we winning these things?
No, we need to beat Arsenal. Let's just put them away. So.
Don't get mad. Get even.
That's Arsenal does it to you. You're just like, oh, I can't take that. But Jordan, when you said you played for the Canadian women's Champions League team, I was reminded of that bad movie with Rodney Dangerfield. Ladybugs, yes. So, just basically, Jonathan Landis puts on a wig and plays on. Yeah, that's basically it, and he plays on the team. Yeah, so it was.
Is that really Jonathan Landis?
Yeah, right. I don't know.
What do you mean? If I Google ladybugs, you're telling me that doesn't come up first, but the creature does? Come on.
No. Rodney Dangerfield still doesn't get any respect.
Jonathan Brandis.
Brandis, not Landis. Okay.
Oh my god.
My god.
Yeah, he was the kid from It. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. Okay.
Close enough.
I took those are about all the league stories. I've got all the breakdowns of all the teams. If we want to hop right into that,
please do, because I said I don't know any of the team vibes at all. So
I know, like like some of the team names, but I don't know all of them.
Yeah, all good. I can break that down. I should have listed the actual cities and some of these team names. I'm
Let it
realizing
be a
some of them.
surprise. Let us guess.
Yeah, I'll start off with like off the top rope. The very first team is, and I should have written them, NJNY Gotham FC. They won the championship last year.
Okay.
They're the defending champions. They have decided to super team together. This recent Gold Cup, they had 7 U.S. women's national team players called in from Gotham to there. Yeah, 7. That is
That's a lot.
like they have fully decided to super team it all. And everyone's asking, does a salary cap exist? Like, is that a thing here? I think at one point on Twitter I called them Inter Gotham Miami FC.
I like that.
Because I was like, they're doing the same shit of like, how are you doing this? This makes no sense.
It's giving Yankees also.
Well,
It is.
what I like about this team is their branding of claiming both NJ and NY. Like I
And
feel like
Batman.
I feel like normally, right? Like there are other New York teams that play in New Jersey, right? Like the Jets and the Giants in the NFL. Like they don't associate with New Jersey. They don't have New Jersey in their name, right? Like they didn't feel the need to claim that. And it's not like there's any other NWSL team in the area that they would be kind of trying to box out. I think we should have more teams that like just claim multiple geographies like this.
There's a long history of soccer teams in that area doing that shit. Because the Metro Stars did that and the Cosmos did that, I think. Like for some reason in soccer, it always ends up being New York, New Jersey for whatever reason. Is it Red Bull that is Red Bull that way, or they finally switch? Is Red Bull not?
No, they're still New Jersey, New York, or New York, New Jersey, whatever you want to call them. They from my understanding, they were very intentional putting New Jersey first in that naming, so it's specifically NJNYFC.
Okay.
I put it in the chat. If you go to the very bottom of Gotham FC's page, there is actually a tiny disclaimer saying NJNY Gotham FC is not in any way affiliated with DC Comics, because too many people kept doing that, bringing that up to them. And they've been flirting with that trademark a little bit, but the problem is DC Comics attorneys don't mess with them.
They don't fuck with anything.
They
I
do
guess,
not.
but
Well, so was this was the team that used to be called Sky Blue, right?
Yes.
Which I always like to joke about being related to LMFAO, even though the group that did the Party Rock Anthem and all those songs. But
I believe
not
they're
the
best known for their classic "Sexy and I Know It." Girl, look at that body. I work out. Why Sky Blue?
I don't remember the explanation from that, but there's probably a good reason why they don't use that branding anymore.
Yeah, because it's like one of those lame ass like this is a women's team.
Okay,
name.
I was afraid it was that. Remember
It was basically that.
We went through the lingerie football league teams, and it was all like the Dallas Desire and the Miami Caliente.
Lord. Yeah, I think we are well past that time in life. Thank God. The team they beat in the NWSL final last year was OL Reign, who have now changed their name back to Reign FC. That one's a funny one. They are now about to be owned by the Seattle Sounders, the MLS team. They've kind of ping-ponged between Sounders ownership, then they used to be owned by a French team, now they're about to go back to the Sounders in a matter of, I think, 5 years.
What does the OL stand for?
Olympique Lyonnais.
Got it. Okay.
That was...
the French team. Got it.
Yeah, OL was the name of the French team, and they kind of considered Reign a weird sister team. But now that they are getting sold to the Sounders, they are going to be fully independent of that again.
Sort of like Man City and New York FC, like that kind of relationship.
Yeah, kind of like that. So that is being undone and reverting around. Megan Rapinoe was on that team. She has since retired. A lot of people are questioning, can they make it back to the final? I think they still have a really good team, but this league is so chaotic, they could end up being dead last for all we know. That's how chaotic it can get. I'll bring up San Diego Wave, mainly for one great thing. They won the NWSL Supporter Shield last year, so they were top of the regular season table. I put it in the show notes here.
That's the trophy?
Yes, that is the trophy.
Gotta fix that. Oh my god.
That is the tiniest trophy I have ever seen handed out for a major professional sports league like this. It is literally a dinner plate. It's a dinner plate. And I mean, if you click one of the links to Twitter, it actually, like, it's something you could buy for, like, a high school team.
Oh, for 60
like,
bucks.
40...
Hold up, we can do this. We can get it engraved for ourselves.
Yes. Like, so people actually tracked it down and realized, oh, this is just like a stock plate.
It kind of reminds me of like the Wimbledon trophy for the runner-up.
Yes.
Yeah, it's about the same size as that.
Yeah,
but
without the history or the class. Yeah.
without the history or the class, yes.
The last link in here. This is a great tweet. Thank you, Doug.
Oh,
Yes,
is
no,
it? Yeah.
I'm saying, like, we could literally buy that thing.
No,
Like,
click the last one.
It's supposed to be a shield, and it can maybe stop like one arrow if you hit it just right. Like,
Oh, the tinfoil plate one? Yeah.
The
That's
tinfoil plate one, yeah. I'm sorry, that's the one in the middle. Still very funny. Listener, tweet from @LatinHeat. My favorite part of the NWSL Shield trophy is that each player gets their own, and it comes with a lid, and it's a stack of the like cake trays with lids.
so good.
Shout out to Honeywell. I actually know him. He's a great lad.
That was good. It's so good.
I just had to make a mention of that. That was... People actually tracked down where the hell that plate came from, and I was just like, what?
That's perfect. The fact that it is not a beautiful custom job, it is literally a Michael's, like, buy it off the shelf trophy is...
DixTrophies.com for all your NWSL trophy needs.
Okay. There are 2 new clubs coming into the league this year. There's Bay FC and Utah Royals. They're the new clubs coming in this year. Bay FC is going to play at San Jose, where the San Jose Earthquakes play at. They have been basically, much like Gotham, just decided, you know what? We don't really have to abide by rules. And they set the second and third record transfer fees in one offseason just because they said, fuck it, we can. So they're kind of coming in with a means to just like spend the money everywhere and go attack immediately, which I admire. And they have a couple of national teamers as owners, so they're kind of an intriguing project.
I like 2 of the teams so far. They're reminding me of the New Orleans Saints. The salary cap isn't real. I like these 2.
It's totally vibes based. Apparently, there used to be a San Jose women's team called the San Jose Cyber Rays.
Yeah,
and we just call teams anything back in the day.
There are some wild names back in those previous leagues, and I'm just like, what the hell were we doing back then?
I don't know. We were the Cyber Rays. That'll make people in San Jose like us. People like Rays, and they like Cyber. What more do they want?
What a time. Utah Royals. Known for getting in trouble on the internet for trying to make a weird Kate Middleton joke, and I realized I should not link this in the chat.
Oh,
They had a tweet recently that I'm going to drop in the chat if I can just find it real fast.
I'm worried.
I'm worried about Kate Middleton.
I posted it in the private chat.
Me too, babe. Me too.
They posted something that said statement from Royals FC about a disappearance of one of their members, and they tagged a player named Kate Del Fava. But if you weren't following along this shit with the royal family, you were like, wait, what is going on? Who went missing? So a lot of people were actually deeply concerned. We were like, wait, do we have to file an Amber Alert or something?
Oh my god. So close. So close.
Almost. So close. I get it. I get what they were going for, but I was like, guys. Oh dear. So that was off to a great start.
I'm trying to look at like Kate Del Fava's like Twitter to see if she said anything. She didn't say anything.
She has not said anything, and you know
I
fully understand.
I mean, she's missing. So
Has she released any poorly photoshopped photographs recently?
She did it herself. She photoshopped it herself, like people like royals do. I'm just messing around with Photoshop. Things are fine. Ha 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 ha.
I feel like the full cast is gonna go to town on that.
Yeah, no, I don't touch it because they are. All I said something that they talked about it. So no,
okay, yeah, it's gonna be a huge full cast bit. I can't wait.
The thing with the Royals has been that They were previously owned by turns out to be a really shitty owner of the previous iteration of the Utah soccer teams.
Okay.
So Utah Royals were sold to Kansas City, but they got the Cleveland Browns treatment, so all of the branding and image stayed in Utah. New owner came in, kept the men's team around, and then brought back the women's team, who apparently are now basically BYU light.
That would make sense considering as much as women's soccer talent comes out of BYU. That would make
Yeah.
Diet Cosmo.
I linked a tweet to one of the players on Utah who tweeted out, Carly Nelson said, "Did I get traded to the Royals or BYU? I'm confused."
That's great.
Because I believe this was from the night of the NWSL draft, and they drafted at least 2 BYU players and traded for one other. So they were just like, who am I playing for again? Just excellent work.
Oh, God.
North Carolina Courage, based out of Raleigh, North Carolina. They kind of caused a bit of an earthquake the recent draft. They got their hands on a U.S. national teamer, which is near and dear to my heart, and I will explain that later. I'm still dealing with that pain. They're one of the best teams in the league. Their player that won MVP, a Brazilian forward named Caroline, blew out her ACL in the last game of the season.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So, and North Carolina immediately lost the first round to Gotham. So it's kind of one of those things of like, it's a great story for Gotham, but, oh, man. Don't think that storybook run happens if Caroline is active. So a lot of people are thinking, okay, let's see what this team does with all of this firepower in action. They're going to be one to watch. They might be lethal. I wouldn't be surprised if they win the Shield this year, to be honest. So I am based in DC.
An upgraded Shield.
Huh?
Yeah, a
Hopefully
bigger
get an
shield.
God,
a
please.
better Shield.
One that doesn't cost $60 freaking dollars. I'm in Washington, D.C., so my team is Washington Spirit. And they've had a lot of activity as of late. They traded away one of my players, Ashley Sanchez, like I mentioned. That was on draft night. No one saw it coming. We're just like, oh, God, why? But they decided to stock up on 4 first-round draft picks, so they're putting all their bets on rookies, which in this league, it's actually not unheard of to draft the high-level rookie talent and just go all out.
Gotcha.
It's the inverse of MLS, where the college draft isn't that much used by a lot of MLS teams. It's the reverse in the NWSL. Women's college soccer tends to be a powerhouse for soccer development. So a lot of people that flourish in college soccer will end up doing really well in NWSL and even worldwide too. People who saw the U.S. women's national team, Corbin Albert, was at Notre Dame and then went straight to PSG.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of that. A lot of people come straight out of American college and end up going to those big European teams or big American teams.
One of the fun facts I remember reading recently was that the Women's World Cup final had more players that played in the NCAA than were featured in the NWSL.
That is surprising yet not. Yep, okay, yep.
Yeah. I guess to go back quickly, the Spirit decided to grab a manager from FC Barcelona, which the women's team, and that's not a sentence I ever imagined would exist in history.
Hey, you know what? Yep.
Like, I literally wrote in the notes, which is not a sentence I ever imagined writing in a million damn years.
That is bonkers, God.
It is one of the most bonker things to happen. The manager will not come in to manage the team until middle of this season, like around May time. So they have an interim in place. They're doing what the U.S. is doing, and like they're just going to throw all the money at a big name, but they can't leave Europe until May. So who knows what happens there?
Is there a version of like the ultimate interim coach for the NWSL? What was the guy for the men's team? Who was there for Berhalter? He was like the forgot his name.
BJ Callahan?
Could have been them, right?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
There's no one like that in the NWSL, but there really should be now.
Should be.
There should be. Quickly, we'll mention Chicago Red Stars. They just got new ownership. That's a common theme in this league also, is that because of everything that's happened in the last few years in women's soccer, a lot of teams have been getting sold to new owners to professionalize a lot of operations that needed to get professional that haven't been. And Chicago is now owned by Laura Ricketts, the same Ricketts from the Ricketts family that owns the Chicago Cubs, and I believe other, I forget what else they own, but I know they own the Cubs.
They own also. Oh God, I can't remember who else it is. Damn.
One of them's was governor of Nebraska or something. Like that family's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that family is.
Is she majority owner?
Yeah, she is a majority owner.
Wow, that would make her. I believe she's LGBTQ.
She is.
She is.
That's awesome.
They needed that because the previous owner of Chicago. I can't go into it too long. Just Google it, and they allowed a lot of bad stuff. Let's put it like that. Laura Ricketts came in to save that team, and it happened to be because Dansby Swanson signed that mega deal with the Chicago Cubs that easily enabled his wife, Mallory Swanson, the U.S. national team player, to say, all right, I'm staying in Chicago. Fuck it.
That works.
And it works for both of them. It genuinely does. They're overhauling that team, getting a bunch of big, beefy bodies to knock people around. That's kind of been the MO of though they've been getting people. So they might lose games, but they'll make you hurt.
That is the epitome of the kinds of teams I enjoy. That are my favorite soccer teams are the ones that are just going to make it painful. You may win, but it's not going to be a game that you feel happy about.
Yeah. The trend of the players they've been getting are all just like big bruising bodies that know how to attack and know how to defend and make it hurt. So Chicago's a bit of a rebuild, but they're going to hurt like hell every team that plays them.
So we have the Bears.
Yeah.
That describes every Chicago team I can think of right now, basically.
They're gritty.
We're gritty.
Got to take on the personality of the
gritty,
city.
except the football team wants a fucking domed stadium now.
Man. Kansas City Current. They're making a lot of splashes over the
Wait, this is not a newspaper?
Say what?
It's not a newspaper?
The BC Current is not a newspaper. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's
team.
usually
All right.
spelled differently.
Okay.
There's delicious red berry.
The Courant?
Or the black ones.
They're real zappy.
Okay.
See, I was thinking of KC Current like a new thing. Like we've got AC, we've got DC, now we've got KC.
There we go.
Well said.
Shout out to the black current, the best of the currents.
Oh God, got fucked over in the States with that.
I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, we do that.
Yeah, we're really good at that.
Sorry,
We helped.
Good, yeah.
This is ADHD the podcast. Yeah, sorry.
The KC Current. There you go. New manager.
Yeah.
Hey, wouldn't it be neat if...
Bad Beth.
No, this is great. This is my energy.
I'm glad.
The new manager. Everybody got mad watching the U.S. Women's National Team. Well, if you're a Kansas City fan, bad news. He's about to manage your team.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, Christ.
Yeah. Vlatko Andonovski, who was let go from the U.S. Women's National Team, for everybody that saw what happened, he was hired as Kansas City Current's manager. A lot of that is because he lives in KC, and the previous iteration of Kansas City, this is actually the second iteration of a Kansas City women's pro team. The previous one was folded because the owner sucked ass. The new ones are kind of better. I'll get to that in a moment. They're building the first pro women's soccer stadium built specifically for women's soccer in the States, which is awesome. There's been a few caveats with that, which is it's about a 1,200 seat stadium. In my opinion, not big enough. Located in a part of town that is not exactly easily accessible by all public transit. And with that, they are charging $800 a season for parking passes.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope. There's a link in the notes. There's been a hubbub in Kansas City over the fact that any team, but one in like a region like Kansas City where you would think parking would be ample, they're charging the price of an Inter Miami season ticket for a full season parking pass.
I don't know that I would spend $800 for parking on the goddamn moon. Like,
Yeah.
who do they think that? What?
Was this one of those situations where they estimated that they would need to make X amount of money for parking, and then they realized that they were building a stadium that was that size, and they're like, well, parking is going to have to be pretty expensive, I guess.
Honestly, probably. Like,
Oh my god.
I think that's truly it.
Consultants should be illegal.
Oh, don't worry, guys, because they did offer a $10 per car credit if you carpooled with 4 or more fans.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Not a joke. There's no joke in it. That's how they've been presenting it all.
This is dumb and stupid, and I hate it.
And you know it's stupid if we're saying it's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So the Chiefs charge $50 per game.
Right.
That's
and I believe the MLS team, I think it's something like, it's not that. I know it's not that price.
I just did some math here. So it's a 12,000 seat stadium, which I think it's really 11,500. It's $800 to park for their 13 home games.
Whatever it is, yeah.
If they sell all the parking passes for the 12,000 folks, that's $9,600,000. $600,000.
So half that. Say that most people will come with 2 people.
Yeah.
We're doing Netflix math here.
Yeah, we're
doing
just gonna
Netflix
dump.
math.
We're assuming 2 people are watching. Yeah.
We could found several Shreveports with that kind of money.
I'm just saying 5 million. They're making $5 million on parking. If you say, but I mean, there's
Well,
credits.
that's just revenue. That's not profit.
Oh,
the
other
parking
thing.
space.
They're not allowing tailgating at this parking. Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah.
That's not. This just sounds like a business opportunity for someone to open a parking lot next door.
I hope it happens out of spite.
Yeah, a spite parking lot. Yes.
New gravel lot just dropped.
Well, this is how Robert Kraft wound up owning the New England Patriots
By parking?
with his parking. He had a parking lot,
I did not know this.
and he flipped it into owning the Patriots. Yes.
That is,
Paved paradise and bought the Patriots.
that's that thing, the old story of like, start with a paperclip and trade it into a house.
Oh, the red paperclip. Yes.
Yeah, mhm.
Beth, are you implying that like Foxborough, Massachusetts is paradise?
No, I'm implying that it was a parking lot.
We paved over a parking lot and put in another parking lot.
It's just parking lots all the way down.
Apparently
Like the
Kansas City
Autobahn.
is.
So, yeah, that's gotten a lot of attention for reasons I think everybody listening to this pod understands why.
It's so just...
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. I guess I'll keep this train moving on. I'll say quickly, Orlando Pride, they've never made their playoffs in their entire existence, which is, oof, man.
They've been around for a while, too.
They've been around since the start of it, so they've never made the playoffs once. They tried to do the super team thing the other teams I've mentioned earlier are, but all of them failed.
Oh, okay, that'll do it.
They've had Allie Krieger, Marta, Alex Morgan trying to play there, but no, they all failed.
I do like their logo.
Well, I do like their logo too. Like I will say that across the board, I've been pulling up the logos just looking at them. Across the board, these logos are way better than MLS logos, like by a long shot.
They've been doing a really good job with these, especially I'd say probably Gotham and Angel City are pretty up there.
Yeah.
I'll say Orlando has finally decided to actually try to put together a team for once, like more cohesively.
Like not a super team, just a team.
Like an actual team with one spearhead there. They got the Zambian striker Barbara Banda for the second largest world record fee in women's soccer ever.
Okay.
To
How
come
many money?
from
What is that number?
It is not a big number. It's $740,000.
That's more than I thought it would be. So yeah, that's awesome.
They got her from China, and she's always been an excellent at international soccer. She just hadn't played in the U.S. before, so they rolled with the money. I was like, "Hey, come on over," and she said yes ASAP. So they're going to be one to watch. If there's ever a year that they might finally break that playoff curse, this might be the one. Portland Thorns. They have just sold from the previous owner, Merritt Paulson, to the Bethal family that owns the Sacramento Kings. I see Arthur's thumbs downs in the chat.
My thumbs down for the old owner.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Merritt Paulson sucks ass. He's terrible, so fuck that guy. This new family coming in seems to be fine. They're spending the money. They're doing plenty of things. The Thorns are probably the most decorated team in the NWSL's history. They've got the most championships. They've had historically the biggest support out of all these teams. That has been slowly getting chipped away because other teams are starting to catch up in terms of the fan side, which is great to see on all fronts. So they recently had a small hemorrhage of talent that has left, like Crystal Dunn left them to join Gotham along with other players, but they went and got Jesse Fleming from Chelsea FC to join. So I would say they're still going to be very much in the mix to be a top-level team with some ridiculous amounts of support out there. And getting the Bethal family on board, they've got something cooking now, and especially away from the previous ownership.
Can we take a moment just to appreciate their jersey, by the way, which is metal as hell?
Oh, I forgot about this. Sorry. I should have added that to the notes. Hold up.
I was gonna say, like honestly, if you put a gun to my head and was like, name a women's soccer team in the U.S., like Portland Thorns would be the first thing out of my mouth. Like, not knowing a ton about it, they've just been around for so long, and I've heard like all the stuff that they've done. Like, that is, that's great.
Isn't it cool?
It is. Holy shit!
I just dropped in the chat the what we nicknamed the Ed Hardy.
Yeah, why does it look vaguely? I mean, it is. You're right. It is very Ed Hardy upon closer inspection, but from a distance, like small on my phone, I was like, "Why is this Tudor England?"
Oh, it does have a bit of the Tudor Rose look. Yeah, I love it.
Oh, I didn't consider that. I think this jersey has since gone out of rotation, but I'm sure you can still find it on like eBay and some places.
You can buy it from Nike.
There you go.
It's got the swoosh on it.
Let's see, Nike. Do you have? Let's see here. Do you have it in my size?
It's amazing that shirt is busy enough that there is a large swoosh in the middle of it, and it was one of the last things I noticed about the jersey.
Like, don't even y'all, because again, visual medium here. It looks like basically a full chest tattoo of roses and thorns.
It's awesome.
And it's got the dagger in the middle. It has the crest, and it has the Nike swoosh, but you would never even notice it. I love that. Holy shit.
It's got the year in Roman numerals. There's so much going on here. Very American traditional tattoo.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna, since we're on the topic of jerseys, and this is something I'll admit a little more openly on the air. The team I'm least familiar with, who is the last one I put on this list, is Racing Louisville. They're interestingly the only team in the U.S. that's not linked to. They're the only ones linked to a USL team, and they're the only ones not in any of considered major cities or regions. Because to my recollection, Louisville doesn't have any other pro sports teams, right?
No,
not that I can think.
No,
they do have a USL team, but
I guess other than the USL,
yeah, but
they don't. Their men's basketball team isn't doing too hot.
I mean, shout out to Kenny.
They do a lot of horse go round. Does horse go round count?
Yeah, they have
horse
the horse
go round
thing.
a team sport? Not really.
Can be.
I don't know.
Bob
I'm just saying,
disagrees.
Kenny Payne had some great takes on the Titanic today. So
well,
they did.
Kenny Payne is gone. The reports that he is gone.
The biggest thing they have is their minor league baseball team, which are the bats. Like the thing
like the Louisville Slugger, not like the thing.
Except their
yeah.
logo also has a bat on it. They have both bats on the logo.
Oh, bat on a bat.
Yeah.
So one thing I'll mention with wait a minute, I just realized what he said.
That was really good.
Thank you. I love that so much.
That took me 2 seconds to register. Louisville being based where they're at. Oh, god damn it. Their New Jersey embraces the Argyle look because of where they're based out of.
I will say that I like almost every kit Louisville's put out. I've loved them. I like that look. Their colors are like a lilac purple and black, and they've got a houndstooth. They've got an Argyle. They all looks just fucking great.
Does this mean, because we had there was a movie that came out recently called Argyle, and people were trying to do a theory that secretly Taylor Swift had written it, but maybe this jersey is a hint that Racing Louisville secretly wrote the movie.
Wait,
Argyle,
that was a
which was
thing. They
terrible.
said that Taylor Swift wrote it.
I had never
Yeah.
heard of that.
No, it was like a secret thing. Like they were trying to, there's people trying to come up with like doing the numerology and things to find that like, oh, Taylor Swift actually wrote Argyle and like she's the cat, or like there's just a bunch of weird things that of course was not the case at all. Didn't make any sense. But I'm gonna roll with that. I'm gonna say a player on Racing Louisville wrote Argyle.
There we go.
They're weirdly like the most international team consistently. Like they've had, I think, the most amount of players from different regions across the planet. It was fascinating. I think at one point they were fielding a Chinese, a South American, or just specifically Chinese, a South African, a Finnish front line, and I was like, where did this come from? It was fascinating. I have also, I'll also add, I have been to that stadium. They sell bourbon slushies.
Okay, well, I was on board already because of the colors, and now, yeah. So Doug, you know me a little bit, but I am a person that loves scarves. I have a big soccer scarf collection that I have. 2, I like the color purple. 3, I like patterns like houndstooth and argyle, and 4, I love bourbon in sippable form. This is basically my dream. I could live there and be happy.
Do we have to say it again?
What?
No.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like
No.
that's fine. I'm a fancy lad. I'm
No,
fine
he's
with
a
it.
fancy
I
lad.
assumed you were
It's
also
okay.
going to wear like a Kentucky Derby hat along with all of that and become my new favorite incarnation of the Doctor.
So I've been to the Derby, and I wore seersucker, a full seersucker suit.
Oh my god, that's the most and least surprising thing imaginable.
I have a full seersucker suit. I wear it with boat shoes and usually a purple or sky blue shirt underneath because the seersucker is blue stripe. Then I have a couple of nice like pastel ties to go with it.
And I assume it's in your closet next to your 6 pairs of salmon shorts.
I only have 4 of those.
What color was your fascinator, Ms. Scarlet?
Okay, so I didn't wear fascinator. I was not as classy. I will say that before my feet started going bad too, I also used to keep several pairs of boat shoes in like various pastels. So like pink, purple. Yeah, that's
Just Easter all the time.
oh yeah.
Also, Jordan, I am briefly stuck on you like bourbon in sippable form as opposed to what other form?
Yeah, I said that. I don't know what I meant. I think bourbon in slushy form is what I meant.
Okay.
I'm excited about that.
I'm just thinking about bourbon cubes. Solid bourbon.
I just went to daiquiris in my head, but I'm from New Orleans, so what do you expect?
Yeah. I mean, in New Orleans...
He's absolutely enough of a molecular honest to be like, I'm going to have a bourbon smoke.
Oh, see, I was thinking like gelatin, like just gelatin, and you make bourbon jello.
But, oh yeah, so not like...
You've heard of Jello shots, right?
Yeah,
no, but what she's saying is adding
just bourbon
plain
jello.
gelatin to
just
bourbon.
Knox blocks and bourbon.
Uh-huh.
I've had those.
Oh,
that's
that's such an advanced level of drinking. I'm not surprised, but I'm so impressed.
Make that with some Wild Turkey 101. Have fun.
Woo!
Ooh.
It hurts, but you'll be feeling fine soon enough.
Bourbon bubble tea.
Ooh. Bourbon boba? That would work.
Or like the popping bubbles that you can get at Sheetz now, but there's bourbon in them.
Ew, I hate those things.
I hate them too, but it's a thought.
Canimals has escaped contain again.
Once fucking
Resetting the sign to 0.
I love that the most international roster is in Kentucky.
See, that looks great. I would absolutely drink a Maker's Mark slushie.
For folks listening, yeah, I dropped a photo in the chat of what the Maker's Mark slushie looks like.
Hell yeah, I'd drink that.
It's quite delicious.
Now you have me looking up my bourbon slushy recipe.
Ooh.
Should add, that's all the teams I got. That's it. That's the whole league.
I love that there is chaos, but the chaos is becoming almost like good chaos. Because I know that for a while it was just, this league is on fire from shitty ownership and lots of other things. And it was a lot of, I love this, but I can't support this from a lot of the fans for a while.
Yeah, the 2021 season was probably one of the hardest seasons to ever see because it was the proverbial. I'm trying to think of the better analogy, like the Me Too moment, where all of the stories emerged in the matter of months.
Yeah.
So there was questions if this league would even survive.
Hmm.
But the big thing that really turned the corner was ousting every shitty person that was in charge in terms of leadership. And at the same time, around the same time period, they ratified the first collective bargaining agreement,
Awesome.
which these players had not been playing with a CBA of any kind for almost the entire existence. So they finally got that done when all of these things were coming out. Like, they had already been negotiating for a CBA. Then all this drops. Then they, all parties finally decide, yeah, let's get this shit done with. Which has been a huge moment.
Like I really remember that moment of everything being on fire, and I'm really glad this league survived it and seems to be getting bigger and expanding and growing stronger, because this is it. Just like everyone who bitches, like, no one gives a shit about women's basketball. When people start watching women's basketball and they put it on TV at reasonable times, people watch it.
Imagine that.
Fucking imagine that. And it's the same thing here, whereas the more people see it and the more opportunities there are, watch it and it will get popular because that's what happens.
Yeah. I was watching F1 free practice, the first one of the season, and they had an ad for this league on there. And I was like, what? What? Like, that's huge. Stuff like that.
That is awesome. Well, Doug, thank you so much for sharing this with us and getting us in. When are the first games?
This coming Saturday.
Yay!
Specifically, I should know the date, and I don't know it.
It's fine.
Saturday is March 16th.
March
Sure.
16th.
Bingo.
Could have said any number and I would have believed it. Could have said any number and I would have believed it. Cool.
Let me double check. Yeah, the first game, they're gonna open the new they're gonna open the new Kansas City Current Stadium against Portland, 1:00 on ABC. That's the other thing. They're putting on the national broadcast.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice. We definitely got to check out the parking situation there. Hopefully they give us a few aerial shots.
I know some friends in KC, and I am fully waiting for them to tell me what the hell's going on.
I remember like going to the MLS one, like Austin, and their parking is just, there's really nothing near the stadium. Like, you have to park in parking garages and you're going to have about a mile walk to get there. And I was just like, and I mean, you're still paying, I mean, you're not paying $800. So, I mean, I'm getting some exercise, but yeah, I'm really curious on how this is going to work.
Do you want to hear how spoiled I am? I remember when FC Dallas started charging for parking at all, and I was pissed off. The fact that they would fucking charge me in Frisco, Texas to park for that stadium made me so goddamn angry. And the tickets were like tickets were like $20. I was getting in for nothing. And I was still being like, $5 for parking. This is absolute bullshit. I'll park in the fucking like apartment complex across the way and walk. I'm not giving them my $5. I know. That's dad brain for me. With like, I'm not paying for parking.
If you're not willing to pay for parking, but you are willing to pay us $5 through our Patreon, you can get my bourbon slushy recipe, which I just posted in the chat.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Oh,
It does look very promising.
Oh, by the way, Boo-doo update on CONCACAF Cup. In the round of 16, Columbus and Houston have gone 1-1 full-time. Columbus wins on aggregate 2-1. Pachuca versus Philadelphia. Pachuca wins 6-0. 6-0. And currently Tigres is up on Orlando 2-1.
Oh boy, I just realized.
What?
I totally forgot to talk about an entire team.
Go for it.
All right, who we got?
Fuck it,
Off
go
the
for it.
dome, let's go.
I totally forgot to talk about Angel City, probably the ones getting some of the biggest attention as of late.
You did it on purpose. Just say that.
Absolutely. They get all the attention, all the damn
They got
time.
enough.
Nobody needs to talk about them.
Not anymore.
I mean, they're fine. They're a really good team on the rise. They had a bit of a weird start where they had to fire their first coach and GM within the first year. They just realized, oh, we have made a mistake. But
That's always good.
that's always a plus. But they have course corrected to where I'm like, they made the playoffs for the first time just last season. they're going to keep building up. All right, fine. And they embrace what they call Sol Rosa, or what do you call it? What I call rose gold colors.
Yeah,
Really
it looks
nicely.
looks like rose gold peach, basically.
Yeah. I'll drop their jerseys in the chat really quick. But yeah, they embrace that, and I'm like, good on you guys. That's what I want to see.
They do have, apparently their official colors are, let me find it.
Oh
They
yeah,
are-
this is a nice pink. I don't hate this. It's
It's a
yeah.
pink. It's a pink to orange gradient. We're calling it.
Yeah, peach. It's a pink you can sit with.
Apparently, the other colors are asphalt and armor, which for LA is, yeah, that feels correct.
Why
Yeah.
is it? Why is it tactical? That feels like they're trying a little too hard in the other direction.
Tactical.
Yeah.
I
This-
love the sponsorship. The main kid sponsor, DoorDash, but on the back it's Sprouts Organics Farmers Market. Like it doesn't make any sense.
We don't have Joey on, but did you guys see the jerseys for the women's professional hockey team? What they did?
Mm-mm.
No.
So on the back of the jerseys for the women's team, they flipped the name and the sponsor logo because hockey women wear ponytails, and the ponytails were covering up names, and so the sponsor put the sponsor logo up top where it gets blocked by the hair, big number, name underneath it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like that is a very reasonable thing. That tells you that there was a woman in the room at some point.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's one of those things that absolutely, because I would have never considered that. I don't think anyone like that just wouldn't come to my mind. But clearly, a woman was in the room at the time.
Yeah,
That's all.
no, that makes sense. I mean, similarly, I don't love t-shirts where the design is on the back because if I'm wearing that t-shirt, you are probably not going to see that design. I have a lot of hair.
I mean, there was a point. Speaking of other just like women things, like there was a point I think we were designing a shirt for it was the women's Sickos shirt, and I was like, I don't have boobs. Can you tell me how boobs this would look? Does it look better on like 3 lines or 2 lines if you have boobs? And you guys are like, this is a 2-line shirt. Great.
Yes.
That's all I needed to know. So yes, that's why you should have people of all types in all rooms. Like you should have people that
Representation matters.
imagine that. Not I am a white middle class dude from Texas. I feel like I'm overrepresented everywhere. But as a dude who's on the bigger side, I'll tell you that like there are certain button down shirts that do not fit me because they are not meant for dudes my size, and stupid button pulls right here, and you get that shirt gap that drives me crazy. But yeah, anyways, that's me being kept down by the man. There we go. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Shout out to every lady's shirt that decides to have a button down front.
Yeah,
I
stop with
own like 2 button-down shirts that are not men's flannels that I wear unbuttoned over t-shirts for precisely that reason.
Oh, I assume so. There you go. Boobs, am I right?
Yeah.
Ah. Okay, we'll skip my game for next time because it'll be good just to fill as we fill in. We are already pretty good on time tonight. Anything
Not
else, y'all?
bad.
Anything else, y'all?
We got all the teams this time, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
yeah.
good.
Let me double check just to make sure we don't get him in trouble.
I mean, I didn't notice until
That's the problem. Is
until
that
you
if
posted it,
you
so-
tell me- see here. Got that. Houston Dash.
Oh,
wow.
oh shit, we forgot
Really
another
good.
one. We're so good at this.
We're fine at this.
We're pros at this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're kind of all.
I assume they're like the other Houston team, and it's just like, they're there.
Houston, we have a problem.
Forgot about your team.
I mean, I can mention really quick. Yeah, they are owned by the Houston Dynamo team. Same ownership. They embrace the orange just like them. They also went the same path of like, they saw the Spanish women's national team and go get a Spanish coach. Got a new one in out of nowhere. But seems to be actually pretty decently decorated. So stuff like that. It's probably one of the teams I'm least familiar with. But I know they get some pretty decent support out there, and they have one of the better stadium situations in the league and food. So.
Because they play at they play at the same stadium as Dynamo, right?
Same stadium
That's
as the
such
Dynamo.
A great fucking stadium. That pisses me off that FC Dallas has been like the longest. They've been here the longest, and they play in the middle of fucking Frisco, Texas, in the middle of nowhere. It's no longer the actual middle of nowhere, but it's in the burbs versus Austin's, which at least is newer and sort of near something. And then Houston's just downtown. Like, that's where you should put stadiums, near public transit and where people fucking live and do things. Rant off.
The name Dash refers to the fast-running speed of a horse, which was a historical mode of transportation for Texans in the 1800s.
And I bet that has a citation on Wikipedia too.
Sure does.
I had a thought on this and I've fully forgotten it.
The horse, a historical mode of transportation in Texas and
Just Texas.
nowhere else, apparently.
Yes. Okay, let me make sure I got all the other teams. Say San Diego?
Did we
We
talk?
talked about them. We talked about
We did? Okay.
We talked about the tin plate.
That's right. And they play in Snapdragon Stadium. Okay, that's right.
Yes.
Which is again, another great stadium situation.
Yeah.
Well,
once
except
again,
for
in
the
case it
shade.
floods.
Or in case, unless it floods or there is, shade.
I was trying to look at one of the food options there for the Houston Stadium. This is from last year. They had something called Bun B, his Trill burgers.
They have his Trill burgers there.
Yeah.
What is that?
What?
Say more.
Oh man.
When you say Trill Burgers, if you're a Star Trek fan, this is a very scary thing.
No, it's like a
No.
oh man.
They look incredible. I will
I mean,
put the
do
link.
you know who Bun B is?
No, I don't fucking know. No.
Okay, he's a rapper that was in the group UGK, which was known as the Underground Kings, along with Pimp C. Rest in peace, Pimp C. Any memory of that? No.
This is
what
you.
about?
You might as well be speaking.
Okay, let's go further. They had a song with Jay-Z.
I know him.
It was called Big Pimpin'.
That's Beyonce's husband.
Oh, yes.
I know him.
Okay,
I know that
one.
song.
Big Pimpin'.
Big Pimping, Spindin' G's.
Gee,
Yes, I know
that's-
this.
Jesus Christ,
Big
I don't know
pimpin',
that you've
spanded
ever
cheese, that's
sounded
right.
whiter.
Yeah,
Big
do it.
Pimp.
It was the Jigger Man, Pimp C, and BUNB. I mean, his name was in the song. But yes,
I mean, I was gonna say they came up with the national anthem. So
they did the International Players Anthem. Along with Outkast. So,
I clicked on Doug's link to go take a look at these burgers. Their vegan burger looks like the least vegan thing I have ever seen.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Maybe the least vegan thing that has ever existed in the world. I'm sure that it's made of all vegan ingredients, but the way that they have
yeah.
made this look.
I'd like to I read a quote real fast about the song Big Pimpin' from Genius.com. Quote, the track is an ode to the pimping lifestyle, that is, sex with girls without becoming emotionally attached to them. Thank you.
Wait a minute. So you have the OG burger, you have the vegan OG burger. That's why. It's the exact same picture twice. Okay.
I'm sure the vegan burger actually looks like that.
I'm
in
sure
real
it does.
life.
Oh, it is just a copy-paste job entirely.
Oh, it
Okay.
Oh,
absolutely
yes.
is.
And if you click on it, it just makes it bigger. It
Yep.
doesn't give you any additional information.
Okay.
I'm okay with this.
Can you prove that it's vegan? Trust us. That's got a leaf next to it.
Definitely vegan.
Okay, I think we covered everyone and everything then. Anything else,
Yes.
y'all? Anything else you want to get out of your system for tonight?
I just want to let you know that Mike Tyson ate this vegan burger from
And?
Bun B.
What did he say?
He ate it. He loved it.
Okay, there you go. That's all I need to
So-
know. He's about to beat the shit out of some YouTuber whose name I can't remember. So
It's one of those Pauls, I think.
yeah,
oh,
one.
God. Yeah.
Chris Paul?
I don't
Chris
know.
Paul?
I don't know. They all look the same. They all look the same to me. I'm allowed to say that about YouTubers, right?
Sure.
White guy YouTubers. I'm allowed to say they all look the same
Subscribe
to
to
me.
our YouTube.
Yes. Let us fight one of the
I
fucking
mean-
Paul brothers.
We
No.
do all look the same on YouTube.
We
It's
do.
true. We all do look the same on YouTube, don't we? Okay, folks. That's what we got for tonight. We will see you on the other side.
Big pimpin', spending cheese. I can't believe I had to say
Big
that.
pimping, spending cheese.